Hello, you. It's me, and this is just a brief video. Um, but I was watching some clips from Gypsy's live via Night Convos, and I thank you so much for providing this because I don't have the ticky tacks. So I was just watching through it, and it got to this point. Now, there were um, areas where she ate a cookie and looked like she couldn't swallow the cookie and was struggling to get the cookie down. Um, she walked around with Aurora, the baby, and the baby looked very halted. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, just not moving. And now, of course, the baby is moving here. But let me ask y'all something. When you look at the back of this baby's head, does that look like blonde or light brown to you? Depending on the lighting. And of course, here the lighting is right on the baby's head. Does Aurora the baby look like a blonde to you? 'Cause I don't see it. But I could have sworn in a statement Gypsy was talking about how her baby Aurora has beautiful big blue eyes and blonde or light brown hair depending upon how the light hits it. Where? I know this is stupid, a stupid little thing, a little nothing, but yeah, that doesn't look like a blonde baby to me, or even a light brown haired baby. And I was listening to Pink Chihuahua talk about, the eye color and the hair color and how it can change. I mean, both my parents, one of my parents had hazel eyes, the other had hazel green eyes, and I had blue eyes. But most of the family on both sides of the family also have blue eyes. So really, they're the anomaly not having blue eyes. So, that. But when I was a baby and when my child was a baby, we both had kind of fair blonde hair. And as I grew older and as my child grew older, it got darker into more of a medium brown. So that can happen. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. But Gypsy is claiming that her child, her daughter, the baby Aurora, is blue eye and blonde hair. Where? Where, sis? I don't see it. I don't see it. Although I will say that the different pictures of Aurora the baby show her with lighter hair, darker hair, a big chubby little monkey baby, and a little teeny tiny, way too small if she's 10-month-old baby. I mean, how many babies are there that Gypsy has pawned off as Aurora the baby? Because I count at least 5. It's all different babies, and I saw a picture from Pink Chihuahua, a picture of Gypsy, Kian, and Aurora the baby in that shrimp costume. Now I thought it was 0 to 3 months. Pink Chihuahua said it was 0 to 6 months, so that could be either way. But a 10-month-old baby is still not going to fit that, even if it's an oversized costume or a little oversized. A 10-month-old isn't going to fit that, and she's past the 10-month mark now. It's the 1st of November, 2nd of November. So explain that, because a baby that's 10 months is not going to fit a 0 to 3 month or 0 to 6 month. Either way. But the baby was fitting it. Do you think it would have been a doll or something? Do you think she did that on purpose just to prove, oh, look, because this whole life seems to be like, oh, I'm going to prove to you. Look, I can eat normally. I eat normally. Look, my baby's crawling around. Look, my baby's babbling and making noises. Look, my baby fit that costume even though you said she wouldn't, but she did. See, here's the picture of it. Everything in this life seems to be like, oh, I'm proving to you. Look, my baby's in the background. See, I spend time with my baby. I'm here with my baby. You know, and they're making all the jokes about Aurora the baby not being real and charging her, etc., etc. I haven't seen all the live. I've just seen parts and pieces. But even Pink Chihuahua said that there was a point where you could see baby Aurora and her foot like suddenly disappears and then reappears again. Like weird stuff like that. And even in the photo of Gypsy Ken and Aurora the baby in the Halloween costume, it looks photoshopped. It looks weird. Okay, I'm not real good with Photoshop stuff. I don't understand a lot of that stuff. I can't always spot AI because maybe I just don't have the eye for it. Or maybe my eyesight just isn't as good as it used to be. I need new glasses. That's a problem. But I can't always spot stuff like that. So I listen to other people who can or who think they can and what they think about it. And I will say that picture did look a little weird. I don't know how, I don't know why, but something about Ken's face, it looked like too smooth. I don't know. It just didn't look right to me. Honestly, I don't really care. Maybe Gypsy is photoshopping a bunch of pictures so that they look like a big happy family, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't. I'm still focused on Aurora the baby. This does not look like a blonde baby to me. Yet, this is supposed to be Aurora the baby. This is not the chunky monkey little adorable baby. And again, when I say chunky monkey, I'm not saying anything bad about a cute little chubby baby. That I love chubby little healthy, sweet little babies. They're adorable. They're so cute. Don't get me wrong. Although there are some people in my comments who intentionally like to get everything that I say wrong. That I'm doing this and doing that and whatever. It's okay, Gypsy. We know you're there. We know you're watching. And thank you. Thank you for thinking that I am what is the word? That I am popular enough to watch. Because I'm not really. But then Gypsy is known for picking on little channels, little tiny bitty boo-doo channels like mine. And that's fine. I get a kick out of it. I don't care. And if it's one of her minions, I still don't care. I think it's hilarious. But not attacking the babies. I love chubby little babies. Chubby monkey little babies. They're so cute. And any babies, honestly, are cute. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about her saying that her child is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby, or blonde and sometimes a little brown. But this is not a little brown. This is dark hair. This is what we would expect a child from Gypsy and Ken to look like. Have darker brown hair, maybe a little lighter because they're a baby. They do sometimes darken with age like I did and my child did. But blue eyes? Where? Who has blue eyes? And even on the off chance that the baby did have blue eyes, which honestly, I don't really care either. This is not a blonde or light brown haired baby. Why does she lie so outright, just complete lie, and then prove herself wrong by putting out the evidence that she's lying? It just floors me. It's crazy. But she is so desperate to prove everybody wrong, even though the swallow studies have been shown. Why is that even a big deal? So she has trouble eating. So what? Why not talk about it instead of pretend it doesn't exist? Talk about it. But then I guess that would mean that she lied about some of the reasons why, because there was lots of reasons why she offed her mom. You know, she has to prove that she wasn't sick even though she was. And it's just stupid because we see all the evidence. She just keeps going with it. She keeps standing firm on every lie she tells and every other single lie that she tells on top of that. Nothing she says makes any sense. She is so desperate and she's trying so hard to be unbothered. She is bothered and she is desperate, and I don't know what her game is, but at least if you're going to borrow a baby, make the baby look like your description, for fuck's sake. This is not a blonde or light brown-haired baby. You idiot. At least try to make your life. She is so desperate that, like I said, she's ratting herself out. She can't keep track of her own lies. Every different thing she posts or says is in reference to somebody else, and she has to lie to prove herself right, even though, again, she's just proving herself. She's a liar. She's ratting herself out. I want to say it's hilarious because it kind of is, but I just worry, you know what I worry about, you know? I worry that she could really harm somebody and then blame it on something else, you know? Oh, they were threatening me all this time. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? Who knows what kind of crap she'll come up with, because she just comes up with doozies. But I just wanted to make the stupid point that this Aurora, the baby, does not have blonde or light brown hair. You ratted yourself out again. She's really good at it. I can't wait to see what'll happen next. Again, I just hope nobody gets hurt. I swear to God, I don't want anyone to get hurt. And amongst all the joking aside, I mean, we have to understand who we're dealing with here. Murder isn't a joke. She actually did that. You know, she's actually a very violent, volatile, dangerous person. But I'm happy to see her going down, crashing and burning as well. I just, again, don't want to see anyone get hurt. So I'm kind of two minds on this one. I laugh at her because she's so stupid and she rats herself out, but I worry because whoever is in her path might get hurt. So, I mean, keep on the lookout and keep away from her, for heaven's sakes. If you are around her, stay away. I don't want you to get hurt. And we know she's capable. That's the point I'm making. She's capable of hurting people. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Please comment down below. Comment down below. Either works. I want more than one comment, so comments down below, please. And that's all I gotta say.